Hey, how are you today? So I have not come on live in a while to talk about some of my favorite health and wellness topics. So I wanted to come to you today because I've been doing a little bit of homework because I've been throwing a couple of curveballs over these last couple of months, and I'm like, over this past weekend I got nailed with allergies really bad, and that hasn't happened to me in years. I was thinking, your body speaks to you. I know that's a sign of a compromised immune system, and was like, well, why is my immune system a little off? So I want to talk to you about your gut health, and I want to talk to you about how simple things like over-the-counter drugs can like wreak havoc on your gut health, which is sits in obviously your gut, and that's where your microbiome is. I'm going to use a couple of fancy terms, but I'm going to tie it all together because I like simplicity. But for me, this year, with all of us, has thrown us a little bit of curveballs. So unfortunately, in our house, I'll talk about the C word. I unfortunately did catch the virus earlier this year, and it knocked me on my butt. So, my body had to fight hard. So that, that stresses out your immune system, obviously. And I also had some work done in my mouth. I had a crown that had to be done. So I'm just sharing this with you because I was in a lot of pain, and Advil works when you're in a lot of, acute pain. So I was taking a lot of Advil. And then I also had another athletic injury, and I slightly tore some tendons in my elbow. So obviously managing that with some over-the-counter medicines. So I'm sharing this with you because common drugs, I'm just going to read a little bit from my notes. Common drugs like antibiotics, laxatives, prescription drugs, over-the-counter medicine, simple things like things that I had to take was like, I chose to take Advil and then Claritin this past weekend. They affect the balance of our gut microbiome. So this leads to inflammation in the stomach lining, and then can also lead to things like leaky gut because it will affect the stomach lining and cause like tears in it, or little holes in it, right? And so that's why you hear a lot of people have leaky gut syndrome. And I've listened to a lot of health lectures. And what I've heard in a lot of them is most of us have leaky gut to some degree. Some people have it, way more severe, and so it really causes issues, but most of us have it to some level. So what can we proactively do? So one, we can reduce our need as best we can for these over-the-counter medicines. So we know the things that we can do, right? Eat a lot of plant nutrition, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, get your sleep, get your exercise, do some self-care. I mean, I know that this year has been so stressful for all of us. Here's the UPS truck, so you're going to hear my dog bark a little bit. I might have to move. I'm going to move. Let's take a walk. She is a piece of work. She's a stress for me. I moved into a townhouse. We downsized because my youngest is going off to college. And we moved into a townhouse, and it's a great townhouse, but it's half the size. Oh, she's going to follow me because she goes wherever I go. And she is, we're on top of each other. This lighting's horrible. We're on top. She's following me everywhere. Go away, dog. Here she is. She's also going blind. So she's not going blind. She's blind in one eye and losing her sight in the other. So she's extra sensitive to noises and sounds. So anyway, we're on top of each other in this townhouse, so it gets very stressful. So I share these things with you because it was like, why did I have such a horrible allergy attack this past weekend? Well, I had to take Claritin, and it knocked me so far off my butt, I had to like sleep, and I was like, all right, what can I do to like help myself and help my gut repair? So I did a little bit more diving into the importance of a pre, pro, and postbiotic. And I've heard these things before, but I never really looked into it, and I never took anything. I never supplemented with a pre or postbiotic, or pre and probiotic. I never even knew what a postbiotic was. But I had a lot of people that I looked up to from a health standpoint did use them. I don't know, I was lazy, and I really didn't know the benefits of it. So I was like, whatever, I'm just going to continue to try to eat really healthy and do all the things that I was doing. So the microbiome, or the pre, pro, postbiotic, is really cutting edge in nutraceutical sciences. So I'm going to give you some quick highlights, and if you want to watch a video, happy to get you the video that will really peel back and get into the science of it. But the prebiotic, I'm just going to read some of my notes. I did a little homework today. The prebiotic is helps promote faster and greater density with the with all that good gut bacteria, right? So that's the food. Think of the prebiotic as the food for the probiotic, right? And the probiotic is all that really good gut bacteria, and there's lots of different strains of bacteria that are important. But we want to have it populate faster, right? Because if we take over-the-counter medicines or sometimes prescription medicines, they're there for a reason, but they wreak havoc on our microbiome. So we want to make sure that we're fostering good growth of good bacteria. So the prebiotic is the food for the probiotic. And then the probiotic is really important. That gut bacteria is really important for gastrointestinal health, for brain health. So the gut-brain connection is so closely tied, right? So if we're talking about brain health, that microbiome being tied to good brain health, well, we're talking about moods, right? I know a lot of people have, including myself, have felt off at some points, right? It's immune function. We know that in our guts, that's where the immune system sits, and then overall energy. So we want to get a really good probiotic, right? So we have the prebiotic, we have the probiotic. Well, what about a postbiotic? A postbiotic reinforces the gut lining. So remember what I said before about what drugs do. Drugs lead to inflammation, and they wreak havoc on the stomach lining. So we really want to get a good postbiotic to help reinforce that gut lining. So the reason why I did this research is because I came across with our company, we launched, I think I shared with you earlier this year, we launched a pre, pro, and postbiotic all-in-one, and I am all about a one-stop shop girl. That's probably why I've never done it before, is because I'm probably not going to take 3 different things, but this is an all-in-one. And it's amazing. I know I see Peggy watching this, and I know, Peggy, you've had an incredible experience. Just love hearing people's experience when we add in good high quality products. So if you'd like the video on why this is important, why a pre, pro, and postbiotic is so important. I know so many of you are taking probiotics. I know a lot of you are also taking prebiotics, but if you're looking for an all-in-one pre, pro, postbiotic, I'd love to share with you also a discount code if you wanted to check it out as well. Just inbox me and I'll get you that as well. So hope that helps. Again, do what we like. Again, I'm giving my own advice, but do what we can to not have to rely on over-the-counter meds or even prescription meds when we can avoid it, because it does wreak havoc on your microbiome, and we want to keep all that good, healthy gut bacteria thriving. But we do need to support it with supplements. It's just really important. So hope that helps. Have an awesome day. Would love to hear your thoughts. Again, post below if you want the video. I'll shoot that over to you. It's short and sweet, 3-minute. But again, I got all this education from that, and it really helped me to understand why my body was kind of reacting the way it was, is because I think it's been bombarded these last few months with my immune system getting a little bit hit hard with the virus, and then, eating way more Advil than I should be. So hopefully that is behind me now. So have an awesome day. We'll talk to you soon.